it's important to start the week refreshed. It's important to go into Monday feeling, completely refreshed from the weekend.
First year was the ramp up, and
Yeah.
then now the second year we're gonna really see what kind of growth we can get.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the NextGen Traders YouTube channel. Quick realization, March 31st, which was Friday, that was a year anniversary of the full formation of the NextGen Traders group since everybody was joined. Can't believe it's been a year. It seems like it was a long time ago, but at the same time, it seems like it was yesterday. Just have, made amazing experiences with everybody and can't wait to continue to grow together as a group. So that is super, super awesome. Happy anniversary, NextGen Traders. And so let's just start off with that. We're going to go over the markets and how they have continued over this week. On Friday, the House approved weed legalization, so it's no longer a federal offense. So that's obviously going to move markets, hopefully. And we'll go over our trades and a bit of a brief monthly recap for the month of March. And so Xander is going to start off by talking about the listed market momentum.
Yeah, honestly, I think the momentum has stayed the same from the last week. So quick recap is what we did last week was things are pretty hot. Things do have some continuation, and things have been really hard for short selling because it's either been choppy. There have been some good fades, but also a lot of the time things are popping up, they're consolidating, and then they're going higher. And so it's really longs are more comfortable right now, and shorts are having more of a hard time. I know a lot of my short seller friends are having a hard time. And people are doing pretty good on the long side right now. So that's pretty much the market.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Xander. As a long bias trader, it's been more important this week than ever to focus on the money flow and where everyone's pouring volume into, because they'll look in pre-market like there's a lot of stuff that's catching attention, and it'll be one stock out the open that just dries everything else up, and the one that's going to take all the attention and liquidity, that's the one that gathers the most attention. And so basically there's usually has been like one good runner per day this week, I would say. And as Xander has said, the momentum in the listed market has continued, and hopefully it doesn't stop here. So you guys want to cover OTCs? Alex?
Yeah, for OTCs this week was better than last week, but still it's not like the beginning of the March. Like the first 3 weeks of March were pretty solid. We had a lot of plays, and this week was, I would say, basically like the continuation of Friday movers. I think Friday and Thursday, and then throughout the whole week there was only like one or two maybe decent plays to focus on. So there wasn't really much. The only really good trade I had was from last week. So yeah, this week was kind of slow, but still not too terrible. Yeah, nothing else to say.
Gotcha. Awesome. All right, so that's it for the markets for this week, and Xander is going to start talking first. So Xander, go right ahead.
Yep. So as you can see, this is my month of March. I had at the last week of March, I had my biggest trade ever, and my biggest day ever, and my biggest losing day ever. So it was really volatile, and I think the reason is because I haven't determined what exactly I'm what process I'm trading. So quickly, just to show you guys how I've evolved. So January, I was fully systematic. And then my system, like all the setups, completely dried up in February. So I decided to implement some discretionary trading alongside my system trading. Okay, now in March, I pretty much fully turned into a discretionary trader at some points. At most points, I wasn't focused on the system anymore. And that's because I was performing all right. And then later towards the end of the month, I had a big win on the discretionary side. And then a couple days after, I had a big loss on the discretionary side. And I just thought to myself, am I going to be able to be consistent and make consistent good risk reward over the long run? I think it would be much easier if I just stuck with the system and did that. And as you all know, if you watch the NextGen Trader videos, I switch my setup like every single episode probably. But I'm placing some like guidelines that like I literally cannot deviate anymore. I'm sticking to the system, and I'm back testing. I'm improving it. In January, I worked really hard on the system and I improved it to a really good level. But then, like I said, it dried up. And so I just kind of stopped expanding the system. So instead, I went to discretionary, and that was a bad move. I should have just expanded and refined the system instead of just completely leaving it. But I'm going back to it now, and I'm refining it like it needs to be. And I'm honestly really motivated and really excited to continue backtesting and refining it, because I know I'm going to be able to develop the system to how I like it. And some plans I have is, after I finish backtesting it a lot, I'm actually probably going to take some days off of trading this week, because I'm going to be backtesting. Like already yesterday and today, I've been backtesting pretty much all day. I have like 300 samples so far.
Oof.
And I need to, I need to still like look at the data, make refinements, and then re-back test. I have a lot of work to do, and I'm not going to go to the market because I don't have a complete system. Like, it's pretty much gambling at that point if I don't have, my full criteria and my whole
Smart man.
system. And I'm gonna have a ton of FOMO. But
Yep.
I'd rather have FOMO than lose money. And I want to come back really motivated. I want to come back strong. And I'm even probably, depending on the stats of the back tests, if they're like amazing, I'm gonna be adding money to my account so I can, keep my like 2% over PET account risk, but I'm gonna be adding to the account so I can risk more money. But that's only if my stats are really good. If they're kind of like, I'm just gonna size down or keep the same risk I have right now until I can refine it to how I like it. But yeah, this was the stats.
Wait, Xander, so to make
yeah.
sure your process, your system, you mean the all-day trading, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll actually show some charts right now. This is it. Of course, I have a lot of refining to do, but you can see the winners are cut tight, and then assume this is a win. I made a mistake, and this is an example of refining. I added way too close to my price target. So my price target was actually like 130. So as you can see, it got super close. And what I did wrong was adding too close to my price target. So as you can see, I have these ads. They're not giant. They're small ads because I like to do it over time slowly. But there's no point to adding when I'm like right next to my profit target, because it's not going to make that much difference in my R, but it's going to lower my risk, and it's just not worth it. And as you saw, I literally top ticked. And if I hadn't added these two right here, I would have been perfectly fine. It's kind of an outlier situation. This is a pretty weird move. Usually this move happens closer to the close and not kind of like at this time. It's pretty rare for that to happen. But I'm going to make refinements. And then another
Xander,
one.
I have one question really quick.
Yeah.
So you said as you add more, you're like adding like smaller and smaller size. So like on something like this, would your average be around like VWAP-ish area?
So my first bullet is like, full size, and I have my risk. And then as I add, it's like just a small percentage of that entry. And I just add that same amount every time I want to add, every time I get the signal. And I move my risk down to 1R each time. And it doesn't move my risk down that much, which is why it's good. And I haven't seen anyone do this, but I've back tested it and it's really good. Awesome. And so more specifically, my system only traded pre-market in January and February and March. And so that's what I lacked. That's what my system lacked. I need to expand into after the open and intraday runners and day two plays, not just pre-market day ones, because January, those were hot. But now things are running into the open, so I'm taking these cuts, and then I'm not trading after the open, so I'm missing the backside. So that's my mistakes. Gotcha. And yeah,
you've done well discretionarily after the open on some of these pop and drops.
Yeah, I have actually. I'm pretty good at discretionary. The problem is I can't get size and I can't get good risk reward. Yeah, like some of my charts look really beautiful, but I can't get size because I don't know where to risk, because I always seem to top tick.
Yeah.
Because I stop out near high day. And so I size in, I top tick, or else I use small size. I don't top tick, but I get horrible risk reward. So it's like
Right.
this, I mean, either way, I'm gonna have massive struggles. And I eventually just came to the conclusion that a system is gonna be way more beneficial for me in the long run because I'll be able to back test, refine it, versus discretionary. And also mental capital is something people don't talk about that much,
Oh yeah.
where, you know, a system, I could, all you do is click buttons during market open because you know your signals, you know everything. You don't have to ask yourself like, like, what does the tape say here? Like, is the tape looking weak? I don't have to look at that. I literally just say, okay, this is my entry, click, 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 click. Like it's not, I'm not thinking. Um, Whereas discretionary, you know, you're thinking all day, you're making so many
Yeah.
decisions all day. So that's why I like this. You know, I can once I master the system, I can expand it and I can maybe go into systems and large cap, or maybe, you know, just I could do other stuff.
Definitely.
But yeah. And then this is
It's
one of my
kind of tough because,
longs.
sorry,
Yeah, go
Xander,
ahead.
it's kind of tough because sometimes, like you were saying, like sometimes you have to risk high a day and you like don't get good risk reward, and sometimes it's like it's either you risk high a day or you like avoid it in total, kind
Yeah.
of, you know, in some ways. So
Yeah, it's really
it's tough.
tricky.
I hear you, definitely.
Yeah. And this is my long trade of the week. It was really solid. So as you can see, you know, it's kind of like this day three. A lot of the stocks trap on day three. And so you have the run up and then it comes down, and then day two's flat. They're likely going to do a liquidity event over the previous day's highs. And liquidity event meaning they're going to sell. So I just went long, risking. This time I actually risked pretty tight, and I got 2-to-1 risk reward, which is pretty good for, you know, for me. So I was risking right under this level here, and I sold into the push over this level. And I actually expected to go higher, but it didn't. So I mean, but like I said, I don't know. I'm not too good at longing, and so I don't want to be really greedy, hoping for like a huge, insane move. So I just took it, and it worked out pretty nicely. Yeah, that was my trades, and just real quick, you guys can see my stats. 37% win rate. About, I would say about 1.7, 1.8 risk reward. I don't know math. And then barely profitable. But again, this month was hard for a lot of traders. I know Brian Lee, who's
Oh,
trades
yeah.
he trades very similar to me, like pretty much identical. Of course, he has a lot of nuances, which makes him a lot more profitable. But he trades like the same setup, same system mindset. He's not doing well at all right now. Like he's deep red this month, and I know other traders who are also struggling. So I mean, if you're a short seller, don't be too hard on yourself about this month. It was super hard. Even discretionary traders, it's not just system traders. And gross, I'm only down like 1.5 R, which that's nothing. Net, it's about 9 R, which
So
I mean,
commissions also are big.
yeah, commissions. I mean, I spent the most I've ever spent, 278.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Wow.
spent a lot of
That's a
commissions,
lot.
locate
That's
fees.
basically the whole.
Yeah,
That's 8.
yeah, it's pretty big. Locate fees suck, but I mean, it's the cost of doing business. But yeah, that's my stuff.
Awesome, Xander. Loving the vision for this week. Seems like you have a lot of work cut out for you with back testing, but that seems like it's going to be really, really awesome once you're like fully immersed in the charts.
Yeah,
And like you said,
I'm
you're not going to
excited.
look at the market. You're just going to be back testing, and you're going to feel like in your zone. It's going to be really, really great.
Yep.
So,
and
yeah, go ahead, Alex.
it's just like great to see that like you know, like other people after like having like a decent red month, they will like feel discouraged or something. But like I don't see anything that in you.
Right.
It's because like you just know that, I mean, basically we're down 1 hour. Like that's like literally nothing. Like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, and like this month you like learn that like you can combine those two things, and it's better to like focus on one thing for like first. So yeah,
Right.
I really hope that so April, like you said, you're gonna try to like backtest everything, right?
Yeah, my goal for
Yeah.
April and just this next week mainly is to backtest everything, get it all ready, and then I want to implement it. And if it's really good, I want to size up too.
It's
with
so funny
confidence.
because last March I had my big red month, and then in April I took like a whole April to just study.
Yeah.
So kind of similar, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, good job still.
Thanks.
Awesome. Awesome, Xander. I'm going to go next. I want to first start talking about mental capital, as Xander said earlier. It's important to start the week refreshed. It's important to go into Monday feeling, completely refreshed from the weekend. And I knew that over last weekend, I did not take, enough time that I needed. I got into Monday and I finished Monday and it felt like a Friday. I finished Monday, it felt like a Friday. I was like, oh, okay, this is not, how I should be feeling. So Tuesday, I basically felt like death. I didn't even get to go to the gym on Tuesday. I tried to, rejuvenate myself. I slept a little bit more this week, which huge deal. If you guys aren't sleeping enough, should be. I underestimated it for a long time.
Oh, I remember those days when you're like, is 5 hours enough?
Yeah, listen, I used to be doing that shit, but now absolutely not, because it's very, very important. But yeah, and so it was kind of like, picture a gas tank. You start the week at a half a tank, you deplete it to under a quarter of a tank, and then the next day you like bring it back up to a quarter of the tank, and then you're on E, and then you like bring it back up to a half a tank, and then now you're under a quarter tank again. So like when you don't have like a full tank at all, that's a bad analogy, because obviously your car still runs the same whether you have a quarter tank or a full tank of gas. But anyways, just comparison with like the levels and stuff. But this week was really, really good for me, but it wasn't nearly as good as it could have been. And by that I mean, I have a system. I'm a systematic trader, and I'm gradually learning new things about my system each day and adding, new criteria, like to my rule book each day. So, I have things now that, I have as criteria that I didn't know, like at the start of the week. And, with a newer process, obviously that's something that's going to happen. I've been, gradually increasing my dollar risk this week as I've been, finding, my literal first like bit of semi-consistency. I didn't have like a new biggest day or anything like that. Like I didn't have a new biggest day, but definitely I was my most consistent week, ever. And, my trading, my winners were over 2 times bigger than my losses were. My profit factor was like 2.65 on the week. I ended the week like up 6R on the week. So on average, I was increasing my dollar risk.
Nice.
It started with 12 and it ended at like 17. I would say an average of the week was $15 risk. And so 6R in the week, is pretty good for me. And, if the market momentum continues exactly how it is right now, I'll be able to, like Xander said, just, click buttons, not really have to think. And, I like that much better, because as a kind of easily emotionally tilted person, it's kind of easy to, with discretionary trading, to, make a decision that you shouldn't have. And as you guys know, who have been watching the episodes, you're looking at a guy who has said that way too many times, more than he should have. But, something, before I go over a few charts, something that has been a huge deal this week is mentally getting rid of all emotional impulses and FOMO and any monetary thoughts before the market opens. And I have 3 different ways that I do that. One, I run. And when I run, I imagine that I am pushing all of those unnecessary, unwanted things into the ground when I run. It's obviously literally like the FOMO emotional and impulses aren't literally going into the ground, but psychologically, I'm thinking of that. Like sometimes I'll be running, I'll literally say to myself, so weird, but it works. I'll literally say emotions, impulses, FOMO, monetary thoughts every time I take a step, as if I'm like putting it in the ground. That has really helped me. I have this cool meditation thing that's like imagining that you're in like a rain shower and you're like washing away, shit that you don't want. Same thing. All of these unwanted, thoughts and stuff, I'm literally like washing to my feet. Or like if I like take a shower before the market open, I'm literally washing that shit down the drain. It just sounds so weird, like right now, to like talk it out, because obviously you guys are the only people I tell this to. But psychologically for me, it has been really good to physically find a way outside of trading to get rid of that stuff, which is which is very important, and it has been really, really good for me so far. So, that's enough talking. I'm going to go over a couple of charts from the week. Let me share my screen really quick. Okay, so this is HUSN. This is going to be out of order, but this was on Friday, and this was like the only really good long opportunity of the day, other than TCAT late day, but the NFT sector on Friday. But in the morning, this was like the only really good long opportunity, and it was where the volume was coming in. There wasn't really much volume, and then when it came in, I instantly put it on my screen, and I was like, okay, it's go time. So this one was let's see, this one was like 2.75R. This one wasn't bad, but I entered right here. I had a bunch of lines here. You guys can't see the lines, but I deleted them because they got in the way. But I literally keep it as simple as I draw lines and I trade support and resistance. Like, it's literally that simple. And so I drew my lines. I entered right here at 262. I sold a third. Actually, no. Also, I have new scale out plans. My scale out plans are 30%, 30%, 40%. So my first two are 30% scales, and then my last arrow is 40% of the size that I originally had, because that's my kind of wait until the trend breaks type deal with my last portion. So I took 30% off here at 280, 30% off here at 282, and then 40% off here at 302. So that was a good trade from Friday. Let's see. Let me go here. Sorry, guys, I don't have these completely prepared how I should. CLVR was why is it not typing? CLVR was a weed stock. But it seems like, okay, so this is another thing. Friday, weed got legalized by the House, and I was sitting around here like, weed just got freaking legalized. Why is the market not doing jack shit?
Okay,
like, I was literally just sitting there.
But wasn't it legalized before too?
It was like federal level.
Yeah, but like, see, it wasn't like something completely new, so I guess that's why. Maybe.
Wait, say that again.
Like, it wasn't like something completely new, and like everyone knew it was gonna happen. So
you're completely right. I just thought that with it being official, that it would yield something. But I just thought that since it was official, that it would do something. But obviously there can't be any expectations. This was the LVR on Wednesday. Again, I had a bunch of lines here. This one was a little interesting for my last scale. It would have been somewhere in here, but I would wait until like this trend line to break. So in reality, it would have been up here in the threes, but it would have been in this case the same like price anyways. So I entered here at 278, took 30% off at 285, 30% off at 295, and the other 40% at almost 305. So that's just 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents each scale, and gradually going out, scaling out for that. I'm gonna go over one of my losing trades from the week. Let's see. Okay, this is a good one. So MULN, I did trade this earlier in the week. That was practice. Okay, so this is the day that I traded MULN. Let's see here. I got in during this morning chop after it got back above VWAP. I scaled out a third of my position here at 269. My plan was to swing this. I was going to swing this overnight if it held up, and it was looking really, really good. But then they dropped something. They dropped something late day that made this freaking, I don't remember what it was, but they dropped something that made it tank in the afternoon. But what day was this? The 28th. So let's see. Sorry guys, 1 second. I am all over the place.
There's a million news on that day.
Okay, so yeah. Oh, this was another thing. I did it again. I know I said after last week that I wasn't going to do it again. They put an offering out in pre-market, and I didn't freaking see it again. I said I wasn't going to do it again, but they put a 253 million share offering, mixed offering in pre-market. Somehow I missed that. That's unexcusable. That is unacceptable. I can't miss that. And this was on Monday, and my only red day of this week was Tuesday, and it was scratch. So, overall, a pretty good week. Not as nearly as good as it could have been or should have been, but as I said, I'm figuring out new criteria for my system and new things that I should and should not be seeing. And then, as it, fully comes together, I'm really close to having all my criteria fully come together, but it's a lot of little things that are coming up last minute that, I'm implementing. And if you guys also, to the viewers, you guys, I'm sure you guys do this, but a great way to track, your setups, your criteria, your goals, quotes, inspiration, whatever. Make your own Discord server and make a bunch of channels and do your tracking and stuff through there. That is what I have done. I made my own Discord and it has been working really, really well. I don't even really use, notes anymore that much. For my watch list I do, but being able to have everything accessible in, your own Discord server that you can look at, I think it's been really cool and it's worked out for me pretty well. So anyways, that's about it. And yeah,
Nice.
good
Are you
week,
done?
always things to improve on. And yeah, I'm done in 1 second. Always things to improve on. And we'll see what next week has to offer. No expectations. So
Lance, how about your month?
Oh, my month of March. 2 weeks ago, I started trading differently than I had in the past. Let's see. I ended the month barely green, and the only reason was the last week of the month. The last week of the month was what pushed myself. The first 2 weeks of March, I really can't give a scope for because I was trading much, much differently. So, relatively new. Let me go to my little calendar thing here. Honestly, you guys know as much about my month as I do. I really have not gotten to. I really have not gotten to dig deep in my month, but I haven't really paid much attention to it. All I know is that the past 2 weeks have been absolutely the past 2 weeks of March, and obviously yesterday was first day of April. The last 2 weeks of March have been really, really eye-opening for my trading, and I don't really freaking know what I was doing the first 2 weeks of March. Like if I look back, I'll be like, what the hell was that? So the last 2 weeks have really been, growing and doing what I know is necessary. And that's about really all I can say for the month. Other than that, I really don't have anything else. So really good end to the month, a lot better than the start. So looking forward to April to, round out this last bit of criteria and see if the market still continues to follow. So.
Nice.
That's it.
Nice. So now my turn. I will go over like 2 trades from this week and then the month. So here was my first trade that I actually talked about in the last episode because I swung it from Thursday or something. So yeah, this was like I remember I was watching this like for this wedge like way before like here. It had this wedge, but then it failed, and then it still formed this like very nice clean wedge, and it finally broke here. And I was talking about how I had that first entry at 1, but then I cut and then I re-entered. So I was holding for like 4 days. Let's see. Well, this swing was actually 6 days, but
Wow.
I was holding here for like, so I entered here, and like this days was like literally nothing here, like right here. I mean, yeah, it was kind of like up trading, but it was still like so. I just had like here. I was thinking like it's gonna go, and I'm gonna just cut it here, but I just stuck to the plan like always, and it worked, like big time. So
Big time.
here I'm gonna use 5-minute chart because it has better, like you can see better everything. So the first entry was here on the trigger, like pretty basic, but I entered like on the dip, and I was pretty lucky to get filled because I missed the initial break, and I was just sitting there on the bid, so I got filled. And then here like I wasn't even considering the ad, but then I was like, well, this is like the maximum confirmation ever. Like this is the breakout level, like here, like this level, so this is like the best ever confirmation. So I entered there, and I moved the risk at to 105, I think. You see this day, like you see this is like one day, but it has like nothing here. This day, it was the day when Dickerson lagged for like an hour. Not hour, it just didn't like have anything for OTCs. That's why like shows like there's nothing here, but there was like a nice consolidation and I moved the risk to 105. Like it was the good level on that day intraday chart. I moved there and then like I swung it. So that's one, I think that was Monday, right? Yeah, 28th. And then on Tuesday we gap, and here I was up like, I mean, you see the risk reward, but I wasn't even looking at it, so I didn't know. But then let's see here. Then into the close, and well, after I sold, I kind of felt like I was like sold too early because like I didn't like I just knew it was gonna go more, but I just sold because that was like my kind of plan because I wanted to sell after this breakout, like after a little bit, and I knew the R there was like huge, so I had to like look into something. So I sold a fourth there, not third. I sold only fourth there, and then in the morning we kind of like pulled right away, but still I was risking. I think at that point the breakout level. So my risk went from 1 to 105, then to 110. Yeah, I went there, and then I think here I just moved my risk to 115, and then to the 135. So yeah, here we just started going absolutely parabolic. Here just I knew that like it's gonna be my biggest trade ever anything, but I was like, see, this sell was like 1.8. Like it wasn't like another 4. He was like less than it was just 1.8 because I was just so bullish. Like I knew, I felt it was gonna go to like 150. Like I knew there was a resistance here, but like my price target was like 150. So that's why I didn't sell anything here. Like here was like the R here was like 150 was I think like 30 something. But yeah, at this point is I'm pretty sure this was 30 R here. I don't know, but I'm guessing this was like 30 R here. And I was still like all my like my friend and other people who were trading this, they had like a small position left, but I had like half left here. I was just so bullish. Like I just felt it was gonna go to like 150, and then there I would sell another like fourth, and then hold for just I don't know, just doesn't matter. So yeah, here I sold, and I was risking a 135, but I still wanted to like keep wide risk. But then I was like, well, it hit literally like 146, and like I can't just risk like 112, 20. You know, it's like if it goes all the way here, like it's gonna die. Like that at that moment. But I so I had pretty like kind of wide. I was still like below view up, and then here we broke, and I tried selling here. They didn't feel me, and so unfortunately this sell was like I just gave back all this, but obviously I don't care because if it worked, like it's just been an absolute like uh just something crazy. I mean, it is crazy right now, but if it went like more, it would just been ridiculous. So I sold here, and I only after find out that like because I had in my mind that it's gonna be like a 4-figure trade. I had that thought in my mind, and then if I sold at my risk, it would have been even if I sold at 132. So it was funny after I sold, like I saw that it was like almost 1 figure, and I kind of felt bad, but then I was like, well, it was literally like twice your biggest gain, so you can't be like you can't feel anything. So yeah, it's just pretty crazy how like if you don't focus on risk reward, you just can't. Like it's just funny how I say that. Like you have to focus on
It
risk
is
reward.
funny how you say that.
You have to focus on risk reward whenever you buy, like whenever you enter. Like here, like if it makes sense for the risk reward, then you enter. But then whenever it goes, you just focus on the chart, not at the numbers. Because if I focus on numbers, I would have probably sold all here, like on this day. Because this was like 6 hours or something, I would have sold everything there and would have been happy. But then I see it go all the way to 25 hours. So yeah, and then it actually is still on watch. It's they still somehow held it. So I had a small loss on this day, but yeah, this is like looking pretty good here. So this is
Yeah.
one of the main watches for tomorrow, for Monday. So yeah, this was my biggest trade, and it ended on March. So that's why my March was like a very big month. Yeah, and another trade I had was this trade, and this is a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, I don't have a lot of notes here, but I had an entry here at 165. This was also like a potential breakout here. But then here in the morning, Sykes bought, and I have some some friends who have the rule whenever Sykes buys, they sell. And I didn't want to sell everything because
Damn it, Sykes.
I didn't want to sell everything because this was like a very good, like a, I just liked the daily chart. So I sold only third there. And then here my risk initial was 160. And again, I moved it up to 170. This was such a stupid moment here. So you see, they didn't break 70, but he had like one bidder left at 170, like 10,000 shares, like at 0.017. And then the next bid was like a 0.0166. But then even if I got slippage, like it would have meant nothing because my original risk was here. I never added here. So even if I had slippage, it would have still been in win. So I think that was my mistake selling there. Like I should have like gave it time to like actually break the level. And then even if I get slippage, like it's fine because it doesn't matter. My risk is like still 16. And then yeah, they fortunately held it, and I feel like it's gonna go because whenever I entered, I was like, it's my core position. Because if you look at the daily chart, it is still like pretty early. It's like pretty early. So I just wanted to have like my position here and then just let it just chop around here, but I still somehow moved my risk up. So and sold. But that's a lesson, obviously. Still was like 3-hour trade. So
Nice.
can't complain. But yeah, that's basically all. Like I had to do this trade, ABML, and then another small loss on ABML. And this was on April. So yeah. And I for my month, I won't be very one sec. Yeah, I won't be very specific because I will make a video myself on my YouTube channel and I'll post the link. But basically, yeah, this is the, like I don't care about this number. I care about this more. Like the ratio between this is very good, and this is like the ratio of this is including these two as my winners. Like look, like $2 and not even $1. And if you like only count these trades, the average is like 400 almost, and the loss is the same. So I'm very proud of the risk reward here, like on average, because you can always have good wins, like good risk reward on plays. But if you have like consistent good risk reward, that's like very important. And the win rate is also nice. But this is again,
Nice win rate, yeah.
but this is again like with these two basically break-even trades. So if you cut that out, it's going to be like 5 here. So but still pretty good. And yeah, it's
If you cut those out, though, your average win will
that's
also
what I
go
said.
up higher.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's gonna be like a 400 without. But this again, it's because like this was 19-hour compared to the other trades.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just happy how it like started to work. You know, whenever even like there's like a very few plays still in the OTC market, and I only can imagine what will be whenever they like actually start to come like day by day. So yeah, very like happy for this month and everything that I did. I don't have any regrets, and I'll just do the same thing for the next month. So yeah,
Absolutely amazing. 19R on ABML. How good did it feel to get rid of your freaking risk reward chart, not look at it at all, and just let it ride? How good did that feel?
Yeah, it's funny how after like I had that sell, someone in the chat was like you know when they put SMH, and I was like chill bro, it's like 15 now, like it's not bad, even though it's like maybe for other people, but I just felt like I had to lock on at least something, even though I knew it was gonna go more. So I didn't look at my risk reward, but I still kind of felt I had to lock in. But just the importance of having like that very early entry and very tight risk. Like my risk was literally less than 2 pennies, 2 cents. So every 2 cents they went, there was like more than 1 hour. And
That's
so
awesome. And you also, if I'm not mistaken, you had back-to-back weeks of a new biggest trade, right?
yeah.
AABB and then ABML.
Yeah,
Awesome.
ABML now is the second in my best tickers.
Oh, rightfully so.
So competing together.
Of
Just
course.
buy one trade.
Amazing job, Alex. We love to see it.
Thank you.
Samuel, Mr. Options. Let's hear how your month has gone so far.
All right, so I'm not as good as Alex, where he can find these little breakouts and absolutely ride them for crazy risk reward. I see little breakouts and I see no volume, and I run away because I'm gonna lose money. So after like pretty much a whole month of no trading, I need to figure something out. And I figured out my dad has a buddy. He's old. He's in like his 60s, and he can make around $10,000 a day trading options. And I was like, wow. And so I went over to his house, and he showed me his whole setup, and it's way over my head, super complicated. But he gave me like a few like basics, and I've just been studying and learning that and kind of testing it out. And I took some like pretty simple strategies this last week and made a little bit. I'm gonna share my screen. All right, so this is a SPY, as you can see, and the green mark in the middle of the screen, that's where I bought a put, meaning I was betting on the market going down. I was making money when the market goes down, and so I bought a put there, and late day it bounced. That was a little bit scary. I was down a little bit, but I was risking like the 459 area, and so it never broke that, and eventually it went down and broke support at 456, and I sold to close, meaning I took profits at 455, and I'm obviously looking back, that was ridiculous because it dropped a whole nother 3 points in a matter of 15 minutes. But that was a nice little gain.
Sam, question.
Okay, go.
Sorry, Alex. Go ahead.
No, you go.
Okay. Was 459 the strike price on this?
My strike price was a 458 put. So I was
Really? You did a 458 strike price? That's pretty freaking close. So this one, was this like one of the cheaper ones? Like this one was, so that's pretty close. So this one was.
Know something, huh?
Was this like about to be out of the money, or was it like?
Yeah.
Did you
it was
see
right
it on
at
there?
the money.
So it was right at the money.
Right
so was
the
it
money.
like one of the cheaper ones, like one of the few cent ones, or was it like one of the few dollar ones?
I'm trying to remember how much exactly it cost.
458
I can't even find
strike
how much
price.
it cost.
Wow. So what was the premium
it was
on
close.
this?
The premium, let's see, it was
It is weird how you have green thing, because I thought it was like
I know
like
for buying,
short,
yeah.
Yeah, he's buying puts.
So I paid $5.02
So
for
that
the
was the
option
premium.
contract.
So that would have been your loss if it doesn't go your way.
Yeah, that was one contract, which is 100 shares. So if I lose everything, I'll lose $502.
I still don't get anything.
Oh, so you got one contract.
Yeah, one contract, which is 100 shares.
100 shares. Gotcha. And that was that premium is per share.
Yeah, $5.02 per share.
Gotcha.
And so,
that was what I was confused about with options. I was confused how the premium worked.
And this is just scratching the surface. It gets so complicated.
Oh, it is. It's so complicated.
Just look how you have triangles instead of rhombus. Because it's like
how do you get triangles?
Yeah, it's because of option.
Yeah, duh. Damn it.
I'm guessing with features you have like something different, like circle maybe.
Okay, so as you can see here, I had like a little thingy blurb I wrote, and it is a nice 22% gain.
I like the description.
Okay,
that's interesting.
it to a different.
Yeah, I like
Joe Biden was going to speak today, which had a negative impact on the SPY, like I thought it would.
Oh, here you go.
Again, can you guys see this chart?
Look, that's a nice loss here. Like other people would think.
Wait, Sam, I'm so sorry. I have another question.
Yeah.
CLVS, this
Go
shitty
ahead.
stock they let you. There's options on this.
Dang.
On this piece
Yes.
of crap.
Can I buy
There's
options on
options
ABB?
this crap?
Can I buy option on ABB? Because if
No.
I can buy option on
No.
ABB, that thing,
No.
I know it's gonna move big
No.
in the next hour.
CLVS has options. Wow, that's interesting.
Sadly,
I know. There's no.
sadly, the majority of the stocks we trade,
Will
there's
not have
no options. But on some of them, there just happens to be. And so this one, it was just kind of consolidating. I didn't personally know if it was going to break to upside or downside, but I've seen many times these day one gappers just absolutely break down and fade all afternoon. So got a put there, and I sold it a little bit too soon, but that was a let me figure out how much of a profit that was. That was
Great. So Sam, all you have to do is buy puts on the stocks that Xander's all day fading.
Yeah.
yes, it's so much better than short selling, in my opinion.
Whoa, dangerous territory.
Oh, fidelity. Nice.
So I
Yeah, let's see
put
that
some
chart again, Sam.
Maybank.
Yeah,
The chart? Okay.
Yeah, I want to. So you got a 250 strike price on this, okay?
what does that mean?
Oh, okay, gotcha. Wait, so
Yeah.
wait, did you buy this put under 250 or at 250? You bought at the strike?
Over it
Yeah.
a little bit, looks like.
You can buy a put
It
over the
was
strike
like
price?
it was either. Yeah, you can buy out like really deep in the money or really deep out of the money.
Okay.
With this, I
So you
just
got
bought at the
okay,
money.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Nice.
but I still
Beautiful.
there's the only way I'm gonna profit is if the price of the stock goes down in value.
Of course, that's a put. So Sam, I just wanted to say, first of all, I am very sorry for interrupting. I had a few questions. Second of all, if options is something that you really like and your uncle, you said it was your uncle, right?
My dad's friend. I'm not
Dad's
really
friend.
Oh,
Dad's friend.
okay.
Alex said uncle, so I was confused.
Yeah.
Your dad's friend.
Yeah.
A lot of things in life have to do with networking, as we all know. And it's all about who you know. And if options is something that you think will work out for you, and I do want to hear like your plans for April with options really quick, but that is awesome that you found someone, and if just soak up as much knowledge from him as you can if options is something that you definitely want to branch out to. Love that. That's great.
Absolutely. Because I was just I was thinking about how a lot of days there is no breakout and there is no spike and there is no penny stock for me to buy that's just going to run up 20% and have a nice breakout.
You're right.
but
There is
trading
not a lot of
options-
those.
Yeah, trading options on these blue chip companies on the overall market, like there's pretty much a trade at least every other day.
And if you can find something that works for you, then perfect.
I love
Yeah.
those notes.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So the only thing I'm watching, Tesla might buy puts on it. It's went on a huge run.
Oh yeah,
And then
I
it
know
gapped up.
what's showing
Jack
this.
did this, yeah.
Oh, this guy, Jack shorted 5,000.
And yeah.
Well, yeah, Jack
so now
shorted.
it's
Jack shorted like so
it's
much.
just kind
at
of in a little
1100.
downtrend.
It was funny when I was trading
Yeah,
ABML.
it's just
Wait, one sec. When I was trading ABML, they're both like I think like they're both like sector related, and I was like thinking like how Tesla moves with how ABML moves with Tesla, and every time Tesla would spike, I was like yes. Even
Wait,
though, like,
Sam, sorry,
Yeah,
Alex, go ahead.
I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
Can you go to the daily chart on Tesla really quick? Because it ran a bunch of green days in a row, and then, it was kind of consolidating a little bit.
yeah.
Breakout coming.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep. So either way this goes, like there's a play on it. If it goes to the downside, buying puts. If it goes to the upside, I'm buying calls. And
Similar chart as
Tesla's super
ABML.
strong, so it could go either way.
That's actually not a terrible idea. It's actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, but anyway, this concludes my option speech. They're pretty interesting. They're super hard to understand. They took me a lot of studying.
For sure.
But you can make. I mean, I was making 20%, around $150 on one contract, and I'm seeing orders go through where guys are literally like freaking selling 50,000 contracts. And so I mean, for every time the S&P moves to the dollar, they're going up or down, 800 grand with 1 point, and they just can get really, really big and lots of leverage. So we'll see what happens. The goal is to not lose the farm, but.
First of all, Sam, it's great to hear from you again. It's been a long time, so this is awesome for, quite of an update. And second of all, I think that normally trading large caps is very, very, very tough. And options is a great kind of, I don't know how to explain it. I think with a lot of large caps, options are, better. Other than obviously if it's like Kulamagi style swing breakout things.
Oh yeah.
Obviously that's a little bit different. But for a lot of large caps, I think that options is, the way to go for large caps. And Sam, it seems like this is something that you really like and are interested in, and really looking forward to seeing how it works for you in the future. So.
Me too, man. Me too.
Love it. All right, boys. Let's get into some open discussion. Whatever else we got in our minds. Anything?
Let's see here. Well, we can just talk about our anniversary, something. I don't know.
Anniversary? Yeah. Too bad Josh couldn't make it. Josh was supposed to be here. James is working, and Sam Testerman has been taking a little break from trading, but now he is coming back. So we don't have all of us here, but us four are here. And like we said earlier, NextGen Traders, a year anniversary as of Thursday. And the YouTube channel, I think we made in June, right? The YouTube channel?
Damn, it's also almost.
Wow.
Almost year too.
And we did those little intro videos. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh, does it?
Time flies when you're learning. And yeah, that's awesome. Love it. Definitely don't know where I would be without you guys, for sure.
Yeah.
Wow, 34 episodes. That's crazy, and this will be the 35th.
34.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would say on average they're like an hour long, so like that's 35 hours. That's a lot.
Not to mention the time before and after that. Which is probably another, hour. Because if we record, you basically slot out 2 hours of time before we start record and then log off. Usually like 2 hours.
9 months ago, NextGen Traders is our baby.
Wow.
Was our first video 9 months ago.
Oh my god, that's nice.
That's funny. Yeah, that's awesome. That's crazy. Oh, Sam, you know what's funny? Since you were talking about options, I have a friend in my calculus class who literally told me, I will teach you everything I know about options if you help me pass this calculus class. And I was like, no, I'm good. Because he uses like delta and gamma and all that shit and all this like stuff that I really don't want to, I don't want to branch into. But he was like, you help me pass this class and I'll teach you how to do options. So that was pretty funny.
You do it for free on YouTube.
What?
I said you can do it for free on YouTube. You don't have to do this calculus.
Yeah, exactly.
There's something.
And I am in no space mentally to learn options right now. So
okay.
I'm very, very vague. Like I researched for probably 20 minutes, and that's the only reason I know what a strike price is, the only reason I know what calls and puts do, and now you can, short calls and you can freaking do all that. But that's a little bit more complicated. And I just wanted, Sam, thank you for clearing that up. I just wanted to know how the contracts worked, or I mean the premiums worked. Because, wait, are all contracts 100 shares?
Yeah, I think that's the minimum. Yeah.
Okay, so all of them are 100 shares, and then, the premium times whatever. So they tell you that. But yeah, anyways, I'm not going to take up any more time with my options fiasco of chaos. You guys got anything else? I think we're good. Start off April. I think we just, as Xander said, he's back testing. Alex is flowing. He's flowing as always. Sam is learning options, and I am also adding criteria to my system. So, I feel like we all have something specific on our minds right now. And as we update,
it feels like a little bit boring because I'm literally doing the same thing for like a year.
That's okay, Alex. That's okay.
Yeah,
trading should be boring.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. I think we're all crushing our own niche, and we're all focused where we should be, just to maximize potential, in my opinion.
Definitely, I love it. I think that's a perfect way to bring us out of this one if we don't have anything else. And as the next couple of weeks, as the markets show us as Xander, after he finishes back testing and trading again, as Alex has more samples, as Sam has more option samples, and as I have more samples, we'll be able to update you guys with more. So, Xander, if you want to take us out, Mr. Outro, go ahead.
Yep. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Pretty good episode. And really excited to have this be our anniversary and, see where we can take it this next year. I think this year,
I expected to be a little bit more exciting for the anniversary, but I just expected everyone to come, but it's all good.
Yeah, at least we got us. But yeah, I'm really excited. I think the first year was the ramp up, and then now the second year we're gonna really see what kind of growth we can get. Which is why I'm thinking long term in my trading. That's why I need to be okay taking a week off just to back test and make sure I've got it good. But yeah, a lot of good points we talked about, and I'm really excited to see where we all can go in this next year. I'm looking forward to the next anniversary video. We're gonna do that one in person. We gotta do it in person.
Yes, we will. Oh, for sure.
Year.
Oh my, that's exciting.
But I hope you all enjoyed. See you in the next one.
See you in the next one. Cheers.
Peace out.